Thank you, Acting President. And well, I'd prepared to speak to one motion, but the rather substantial amendment to that motion. I think, what is there, 3 original words in the motion now? There's 4, is there? Yeah, right. 4 original words to the motion. I don't know if I was unusual in this action, but prior to considering this motion, I phoned the Ombudsman this morning to see what she thought about the motion. And much to my surprise, she was very surprised by the motion. She had not heard about it. She had certainly not seen it until I sent it over to her. And she said to me, she said, I think it would be entirely inappropriate for me to appear in the chamber in such a way. And I thought not only inappropriate but uncomfortable, because she would have to stand at the gate. We wouldn't be able to provide her with a chair. Probably wouldn't even be able to give her a glass of water. So it's not something that we have done. In fact, I asked the clerks when was the last time we had done this, and it was a good 50 years ago. And it was to chastise some journalists about some inappropriate material that they had published. And apparently we then reversed that chastisement a little bit later, but it's not common, and I don't think it's appropriate. However, I am supportive of the amended motion that we have this consideration of this issue. And I actually asked the Ombudsman, and she's going to send me some information, so I will watch this. If this gets up, I will watch with interest, asking how do other jurisdictions deal with funding the bodies that provide oversight to the government? How do they do it? Because I think it is a wicked problem that we pay for the people who are providing the oversight, and that does put us into it can put us into a difficult situation that governments may be seen to be withholding funds because they don't like what those oversight bodies are doing. And I think that's not a position that governments of any persuasion would like to be accused of. So I do think trying to find some other approach to this that provides, I don't know, some space between the Parliament and those oversight bodies is worthwhile investigating. And as I mentioned, I've asked the Ombudsman if she would have a look at how similar offices are funded in other jurisdictions, and she's said that she'll get back to me about that. So I'll keep this quite brief, because that's really all I had to say about this. I want those organisations must operate unfettered. We know that both the Ombudsman and the Commissioner of IBAC, Mr Redlick, are concerned about the lack of funds that they're receiving. They're concerned about the effect that may have on their work. They're concerned that this may reduce the work that they're doing. And I know that would be the last thing the public wants. And I certainly think the very substantial work that IBAC has done, and the substantial work that the Ombudsman has done, not least that inquiry into the high-rises in Flemington and Kensington, and the work that she did there. And you know, let's hope that we never have to be in that situation ever again, and let's hope that those those incredibly hard-working public servants in the Health Department and Housing don't have to make that quite horrible decision that they made again. But I think with the work and with the opportunity of hindsight that the Ombudsman had on that, the dive that she was able to do into that, the significant human rights issues that she raised in her report, we won't do that again. And we will take the advice and the recommendations of the Ombudsman on that report. So I know that there is not a person in this House who does not fully support the independent work of IBAC and of the Ombudsman, but it may not seem that way when you listen to the Ombudsman going on ABC or 3AW pleading for more resources. It may seem that we are starving the body that is keeping us on the straight and narrow and is keeping us honest, and that is not the perception that I think we should be presenting to the public. So I'm fully supportive of the amended motion that the Integrity and Oversight Committee undertake a very short, sharp and urgent inquiry. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.